Imagine, be perfect. God is asking us, you must be perfect as the Heavenly Father is perfect. That's what Jesus says. How in the world can we do that? We have concupiscence, we are broken vessels, we're so weak, we can't even face out the temptations, especially the stronger ones. How can we be perfect? Guess what? With God, nothing is impossible. Please write it down. So, be perfect means with God, nothing is impossible. In other words, with God, we can be perfect. As Mother Angelica says, we're all called to be saints. Remember what Mother Angelica likes about it? We're all called to be saints. Indeed, we're all called to be saints. How can you and I be saint? Unless your name is Anne, how can you be saint? Of course, there is San Rodrigo, but he's not very well known. There's no Saint Banji that I know. There's no Saint Carmen either. There's Saint Francis of Francia.
Saint Scholastica.
Yeah, there's Saint Scholastica. Yeah. Okay. So what did we say? With God, nothing is perfect. Nothing is impossible. The question is when? There's a big question about being perfect. Okay, being perfect. Is it possible to be holy at once? At one time you are holy, another time you are not holy. Is that possible?
Yes.
Naturally, because of our sinfulness, because of our tendency to commit sin. We can be perfect, like 2 hours every Monday night. And then after that, who knows? Amazing. Being perfect is not all the time. It's not all life, that's for sure. Not all life. It's not all life. God does not ask us to be holy all life. I mean, even the saints were not holy all life. Yes? You read the lives of the saints. They affirm that they were not perfect at times. Some of them, many times. Remember my story on St. Philip Neri. If you read the story of saints, many of them were big-time sinners. They became saints. So, God's call for us to be perfect, we definitely need God, and it's not all life. Instead, what? It says every present moment. As Whitney Houston says, one moment in time. Every present moment. There's also a phrase called one day at a time. But I would say here, one at a time. One. Next Sunday, it's one more. Seeking holiness is a labor of love. Okay, just put here Seeking holiness is obligation of all. All of us are obliged to seek holiness. It's not just privilege for a few. It's the obligation of all. Seeking holiness is obligation of all. Have you heard the term labor of love? It's a labor of love. Seeking holiness is a labor of love. It is. Next Sunday, March the 4th, Transfiguration. You know the story here? The first one is led up a high mountain. Do you notice that every time Jesus prays, he would climb up? You notice that? If you read the account in the Bible, every time Jesus prays, he climbs up. If you have a second floor in your house, when you pray, maybe you should go to the second floor. Or a third floor if you have one. Is it a good idea? Is that what it means? It's not what it means. Although, literally, Jesus climbed up mountains every time he prayed. One classic example is the Transfiguration. Now, but what is the significance of being led up a high mountain? Number one, you understand that a high mountain means reaching for higher ground. Now, that's literal. When you climb up a mountain, you reach for higher ground. And we know that heaven is up high. When you look up to heaven, you look up. Now, the main significance of being led up the mountain is God is big. I mentioned that earlier. God is big. So in order to have conversation with God who is so big, you gotta climb up. You cannot descend down and talk to God who is so big. You gotta climb up. Right? You gotta climb up. That's why Jesus went up the mountain, Mount Tabor, and showed this transfiguration. A pre-taste, a foretaste of heaven. What is the second one? Jesus was with Moses and Elijah. Elijah represented, for number one, God is big. God is really big. That's for number one. For number two, Moses represents the law. Elijah represents the prophets. What is Jesus' message there? Jesus is the Messiah, and he was talking about prophets. You must listen to the prophets, and you must observe the law. That's why Moses was there too. So the two messages of Jesus: observe the law, Moses, and listen to the prophets, Elijah. Remember, John the Baptist came in the spirit of Elijah. And of course, the people missed that. Yeah, we have learned from King David down to Solomon that Elijah would come first. Yeah, but John the Baptist came in the spirit of Elijah. But you didn't believe. What did you do to him? You had him killed. You had him killed. Throughout the account in the New Testament, as well as Old, what did the people do to the prophets? They were either chastised or killed. Prophets were killed. People didn't want to listen. So in the Transfiguration, up the mountain, God is big, and Jesus is saying, listen, you must observe the law of Moses. Observe the law, the Ten Commandments. And then you must listen to the prophets. The significance of number two. And number